Hello and welcome back. If you're a nurse injector, solo practitioner, esthetician, and service provider in a med spa, if you own a med spa or if you're a marketing agency and you're trying to learn the craft, you're trying to figure out why your leads are ghosting, you're in the right spot. If you're watching this among the first 1-2 viewers, I welcome you, I see you, and I appreciate you. I'm here to serve you. Who are we? We're med spa patients. We've generated thousands of appointments for our clients in 20-something states. We have 70 plus med spa partners that we worked with, and in the last 18 months, every single month we spend anywhere between 20 and 40 grand in ads testing. So that's a massive testing ground. And so the number one complaint that we hear when it comes to ghost leads is that they don't pick up the phone, even if you call them pretty quickly. They don't respond to text, so there's no form of engagement from them. They never book appointments, obviously, and then you're burning money on ads with zero ROI. You don't get anyone coming in, or if you do, it's just not worth it. I was speaking to a med spa earlier this week who have spent 6-7 grand over 2 or 3 months in ads with only like 3 or 4 leads. That is unbelievable. And so let's dive right in, because in this video we cover 7 points that you can use to instantly improve and fix your leads quality. And so I'm going to explain why this happens and how to fix it, starting with the wrong technology. So meta lead forms versus landing pages. This is one of the easiest ones to fix. We see this pretty frequently. The problem with meta lead forms, you're in the platform, you fill out a form, whether you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram, the form fills out and opens up directly in the platform. So you don't actually have to leave the app. Okay. Now these ones are generally way too easy to fill. People can fill these out within seconds. They typically don't ask for any details. They don't ask for any clarification, clarifying questions, qualifying questions. And so we've seen so many times, we've seen kids fill these out and then we call them and then the mom say, yeah, my kid filled this out. I never wanted to opt into this thing to begin with, which is funny because it was a mini mommy makeover promotion anyway, but it's too easy to fill them out. They can get filled out accidentally. There's no real commitment required. So that leads to low quality leads. Funnily enough, Meta actually incentivizes this. They want people to hang out on the platform. They want people to not leave the Meta environment, because the more they stay on the platform, the more ads they can get served, the more revenue they can make. And so they reward you with very low cost per lead. And so there's a lot of agencies who are running ads for their med spa clients because they think, oh, we're getting cheap leads, let's keep going. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because those leads can add up, they're stacking up, and they're costing you time and following up with them and calling them, and they never intended to book. They never even intended to speak to you in the first place. And so cheaper leads don't mean better quality. You're attracting tire kickers who never intended to book. Now, the solution to that is very straightforward. Move them to a landing page. Build a simple landing page in whatever platform of use, whatever platform you use now, whether it's Wix, your website, whether it's GoDaddy, or if you use a CRM such as High Level, definitely encourage you to do that. And basically, this forces users to leave the platform. It means they have to hop from Meta into the landing page. They actually have to wait that 1 or 2 seconds for the load time. That alone is enough to basically deter the people with low intent from actually following through. They bounce. They don't actually go and fill out the form, which is why the lead quality increases. Also, on a landing page, you can add before and afters, case studies, testimonials, substantiate and detail in a way where you just do not have that real estate in the lead form. And so that's why the leads from a landing page tend to be superior. More expensive? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we're not optimizing for cost per lead. We're optimizing for cost per patient generated. And more importantly, return on ad spend. So uplift in the revenue with upsells on the back end as well. Okay, and so this is the extraction that I was just mentioning. Real world examples. This is bang on. Client A using Meta forms, 25 cost per lead, 5% conversion to appointment. Same client switches to landing pages, 45, 25 conversion. Okay. This holds true even at lower levels. So a $5 lead on Meta would probably become $15 on a landing page. It does convert 5, 6, 7, if not 10 times better. And so with 5 times better conversion, way better ROI, return on investment, no brainer. This isn't a black and white decision. Test and see if it works for you. Meta lead forms are very easy to slap together and run. Just start with that. And if it works, then it works. And if it doesn't, then go to landing pages. We have seen times and times again, some markets demographics respond well to meta lead forms. Test with small budgets. If they don't pick up, kill the campaign immediately. This is super important. There's no reason to run an ad for thousands and thousands of dollars if it's not getting qualified leads that pick up the phone. By the time you get to your 10th, 15th lead over a period of 4 or 5 days, if you don't get a single pickup, or if you get one pickup and no bookings, then I think you should probably kill that like there and then. No need to end up speaking to a marketing agency months later only to find out that you burned thousands and thousands of dollars on a lead form or on an ad or on an offer that was never going to take off in the first place. Yeah, so don't waste your money. Don't waste your advertising budget. Campaigns pick up momentum fast. You'll know this within days. The next one is insufficient qualification. Regardless whether we're using meta lead forms or landing pages, insufficient qualification can be a problem in itself. Meaning, if we only ask for first name, email, and phone number, that is typically not enough because, again, very easy to fill out, especially in meta lead forms. Those actually come pre-populated. You do not want to get potentially fake information that's just been pre-filled or just essentially volume without consideration, meaning people just fill out, it takes a split second to go through. And so the way to fix this is basically adding extra qualification questions like what treatment you're interested in. It could be a drop-down menu. Have you had this treatment before? It could be yes, no, to get a feel for their experience level. What's your budget range? Filters price shoppers versus serious buyers. A little caveat here, this may be a bit too invasive of a question right out the gate. Also, bear in mind that the more questions you ask, the higher the CPL, the cost per lead is going to be. And so you want to be aware of the fact and balance it out. Don't ask too many questions. Don't go from one extreme to the other. When you're looking to get started, urgency indicator, very good, preferred contact method, and best time to reach you. And so these are very good questions, and there's better ways to even formulate them. So instead of what's your budget range, we can ask a open-ended question. Wow. So bless me. You can ask a question such as, if you were to find the right treatment for your needs, are you in a position to invest today? Or that's a closed-ended question. It's yes, no, or which one would best describe you? I'm looking for a quick instant fix. I'm looking for a permanent long-lasting solution. I'm still inquiring, and that's a radio select. So you have an option. Obviously, with multiple choice answer, you're going to get leads cheaper because it's easier to fill out a button than it is to put like an open field where they actually have to type it out. So those are all important considerations. The question, how it's phrased, whether it's an open-ended question, we'll make a video detailing these questions alone and the results that we've seen from playing with these features and parameters. Bear in mind, each question requires thought and commitment. Tire kickers drop off, serious prospects push through. You're pre-qualifying before your team even picks up the phone, and that's what you want. You don't want $1 leads that don't pick up the phone, and when they do pick up the phone, they're not qualified. A little bonus tactic here. Meta introduced a feature which is 2FA, two-factor authentication. Essentially, it means when they put their phone number and when they put their email in, they have to go to their inbox, they have to go to their SMS and type out the confirmation code to confirm that that is really a genuine, legit phone number. If you don't see that feature, or if you're using a lead form in a landing page, then obviously you just get them to type it out, and then that stops them from auto-populating with potentially old data. People created their Facebook accounts 20 years ago when they were kids. A lot of them never updated those emails and phone numbers. Okay, and so that's 2FA for you. Now, the third one, this is my favorite one. This is by far the biggest one. Bad creative. Stock footage can attract broke leads. The stock footage problem, it's generic. It's generic and it just doesn't connect. A lot of it just sounds and looks the same. And strangely enough, especially if there's a low ticket price, a low ticket introductory offer like laser hair removal, body contouring, Botox, price $10 price per unit, they can be very effective in getting leads, like very cheap leads. But those leads never pick up the phone. And I've been pondering this one for a long time. Why is that happening? And I think the reason why it's happening is because these creatives are hitting an audience that is very potentially either very cold and distant from wanting to buy, or one that's extremely ready to buy. And so that one is being hit and slammed by 20 other competitors at the same time. So they're seeing your ad, they're seeing the Medspa next door's ad, and then they're seeing the one down the road as well. And so they're seeing all of these ads. And so the likelihood of going with you is very slim to none, because there's so many of you competing for that one client. Even if you call that lead instantly, if 20 others do the same thing, they'll just go with them. And so it doesn't really even matter why these don't work, but they don't. 90% of the time, they just do not convert. Do not use stock footage, do not use statics. If you have a problem with ghost leads, switch to video, switch to real content. So examples and ideas, film treatments, at the facility, show your staff, show your equipment, show your actual space. It can be just a quick snippet. It could just be a picture, even a picture of your location or of someone injecting in your location. One of your service providers speaks volumes. It's way better than a Canva creative or an AI one, God forbid. Feature real before and after results from real clients, 100%. If you have the consent, go for it. If you don't have consent, get it. It's worth it. A good before and after is worth its weight in gold. Client testimonials, let happy customers tell the story, 100%. And so the transformation, what does that lead to? Well, we've had Medspas that were literally struggling with spending $1,000 profitably in ads to ending up spending $400 or $500 a day just by changing the format from statics to videos, from Canva templates to proprietary content that was showing them and their personality. Okay, booking rates, I mean, they can literally go from 0 to 60-80%. And so real content resonates with real buyers. Authenticity builds trust before they even call, and everything trickles down from your creative, which is why a lot of times we don't even use or look at the landing page or the qualifying questions or the script, i.e. the way our appointment specialists are speaking to these leads in order to book them. We just fix the ad and the offer, which is right at the top, and everything cascades from that. Everything downstream fixes from there. Cool. Speed to lead, the 7-second window. You've probably heard this one. It's been drummed over and over again. Lead response time drops up after 7 seconds. Yes, it's seconds now. It's no longer minutes, because Meta shows an ad to a prospect, and then if they engage, then they see another 10 or 20 or 30 ads like that. Not to mention that there's settings in your ad account when you do run an ad that are kind of hidden, which allow your ad to be shown in a cluster of other ads as well. And so it is crucial to speed to lead these leads. Okay, studies, this is documented, like in academic studies. Leads contacted within 5 minutes are 20 times more likely to convert. After 10 minutes, conversion rate drops by 400%. This is stats. This is verified. Why this matters? It's because they are shopping around, they're comparing to different Medspas, they're filling out multiple forms. Whoever responds first wins the booking. Now, there is only one caveat to this whole thing, which is we have noticed that if we move from a here's a $99 special, buy it now type of ad to here's the problem that you're dealing with and here's how you can solve it, explained in a video, that kind of content actually tends to attract a different kind of buyer, someone who's earlier in their journey, in their consideration journey, someone who's still doing a bit of research, who's still looking to get educated. And so because you're doing that education for them with a well-crafted video, they're actually loyal to you. They get that report and they get that relationship with you as the provider who's explaining their questions and who show them that they are understood and that they are seen. They are feeling seen by you. And so that's the reason why those ones actually are the ones who are texting back. They're texting you. They're calling you. That happens a lot. And so then you can actually get away without that crazy speed to lead. You can get away with it quite often. It's remarkable. It's another one of those things that flies in the face of conventional advice and wisdom. But notwithstanding that, because obviously the gold standard is to do both, the way to fix your speed to lead is to implement instant response systems. So obviously have a text that goes straight away, instantly, acknowledge the application. Just say, hey, thanks for your interest. We'll call in the next 5 minutes. We like to ask open-ended questions here or close-ended questions or like multiple select. For example, what would you prefer, a text or a call? Because that's a very low friction request, something that anyone can respond to. And even if they say text, we can still call them and say, hey, I had a couple of minutes. It's easier to just get this sorted over the phone. I don't want you to miss out. Take the moral high ground, do them a favor, just show them that you do them a favor and call them, okay? And so you can also set up lead notification alerts. Obviously, you want to make sure that your CRM is notifying you or your front desk instantly as soon as you get a new lead, because that's going to ensure that they're actually picking up straight away. In our call team, we actually have automatic dialers that are putting that lead at the top of the dialing queue, and so it's a non-negotiable behavior. It's not something that you can opt in if you feel like it. The lead literally comes there and it doesn't allow you to move forward until you called it, which is why we're able to hit speed to leads of 99% for virtually all of our partners. Chatbots, really good for after hours, of course, because a lot of leads come up at night. They go to the fridge, they get a sandwich, they sit on their couch, scroll their phone. You've probably seen a ton of those leads. Unfortunately, you cannot and you do not want to call them outside working hours because it's weird. And so the rule is contact them within minutes, ideally within seconds, track your response times, and this can 3x, 5x, 10x your conversions. The next one pertaining to the sales process is the follow-up timing. So this is just the fact that one call sometimes is not enough. It could be genuinely that they are at work or they're driving or wherever they may be. Well, not driving. I hope that they're not in their car driving and filling out lead forms, but they could be at work. They could be at work. They could be in a little break filling out a form, and they won't pick up no matter if you call them instantaneously. And so then they might not pick up later on that day either, or the day after. It's important to follow up with them. We cannot stress this enough. How many times we actually call. If I showed you the back-end volume of our reports, we call our leads anywhere between 10 and 15 times in the first 3, 4, 5 days alone. Does that piss off any people? Not really. Not really. The ones who never wanted to pick up, they don't pick up in the first place. Are there any 1 in 1,000 kind of situations where someone may get upset and ask to stop calling them? Yes, fair enough. But we think that for one person that does say that, another 10 or 20 are saved. So the trade-off is 100% worth it. It's your decision. If you don't want to follow up as much, just know that 40% of the appointments actually do come from the follow-up. And so most Medspas give up after 1 or 2 calls. The multi-channel approach is to basically call, text, email, call, text, email, a combination of all of them. And you can obviously front load it, maybe call them twice the first day, once the second day, maybe another time the 4th day, and then maybe another time a week later. Either way, fortune is in the follow-up. It's a fact. And so let's skip over this because I've kind of delivered this point already. We get the idea. Wrong audience targeting. Are you targeting the right people to begin with? This is important and not so important now with the Andromeda update, which if you haven't seen, there's a YouTube video on the channel. Go and watch that now as well. It's more about the creative once again than the interests that you may be targeting. It's really coming down to the way your ads look, sound, and feel, and your offers as well, because you can target clients that are just not affording it. They don't have the affordability criteria. But if you try to put settings in the ads, such as increasing the percentage of zip code top medium income that you're going to target, or geofencing around certain neighborhoods, then you're potentially going to throttle the size of the audience in total. So I would not necessarily recommend that. Again, for audience targeting, I would say always the answer and the lever is in the creative itself. If a nice, clean, polished video of a treatment is always going to speak volumes, and it's always going to outperform a by now kind of tacky creative. And so that's the last point on the marketing. And finally, lead nurturing systems, which essentially means that not every lead is ready to book today. Apart from calling them, you can feed them with value and with information. And so what we started collecting now are the top 4, 5, 6, 7 objections that we hear times and times again. And we actually put those in an email and a text sequence. Does it hurt? How many units? How long is the recovery? What product do you use? Which product is better? How many sessions would I need? How long is the downtime? Are there payment plans? By the way, use payment plans. Don't say financing. There's just bad connotation around that. Use payment plans. And so all of these questions are there to basically respond and preempt their objections that they're not voicing. They're just holding them from picking up the phone. So that's actually one very powerful way to increase the pickup rate. If you're calling the leads and they're not picking up, if they're ghosting, another reason why that may be, this is the final one, is they're basically held back by some objections, some limiting belief. Yes, they were attracted enough in the moment to fill out the form. I know that feels a bit contradictory. It feels a bit illogical, irrational, but then they have this buyer's remorse. I know they didn't really buy. It's buyer's remorse after they fill out the form, and now they're deliberating and they're hesitating because they think, oh, this is going to be expensive, it's going to be painful, it's going to be risky, it's going to take too long for downtime, maybe the timing is bad, I hadn't thought of the fact that I have this vacation coming up. Whatever reason they may be, if we figure them out statistically from all of the leads and all of the people that we've spoken to, and we put them in a sequence, that dramatically increases the number of people that actually text us back. And when they text us back, it is crucial to basically hop them on a call. 1, 2, 3 exchanges of texts back and forth, trying to do a bit of discovery. Hey, what are you looking to achieve? Why now? What have you tried? By the way, can I give you a quick call? It's easier to sort this out over the phone. And then hop them on the phone and close the deal, close the appointment. So in summary, Wrong technology can literally cost you thousands and months of testing. Insufficient qualification questions, bad creative, by far the biggest one. I cannot stress this enough. This is the biggest one. Slow speed to lead, inadequate follow-up. I did say you can get away with some of that, even if marketing agencies drone the idea that speed to lead is crucial. It is when you have bad marketing, when you have bad creative or bad offers. With number 3, you can combat that a lot. The other one is wrong audience targeting. Again, goes back to bad creative and no lead nurturing system, which pertains to those objections that are never voiced. And so what I want you to do, what I recommend you to do, is to audit your current lead gen system. If you've watched this whole thing up until now, then you clearly love to nerd over these things, or you care about the business, growing your business, or both, ideally. And so pick the top 2 or 3 issues that you feel are affecting you the most and fix those before moving to the next ones. Do not get overwhelmed. Everything that I've said here can be solved in potentially one afternoon. So block off an afternoon, maybe nerd over this on a Saturday morning and try and get this fixed, because it is literally the difference between you netting, I don't know, a couple of $100 on each advertising dollar or banking 20, 30, 40K per week. That's how impactful this thing is. It is 100% fixable. Don't give up on Meta. If Meta ads weren't effective, then why is the ads library pouring with thousands of ads from Medspa and from your competitors? Start with small tests, and remember, quality is better than quantity always. You do not want that friction. You do not want that operational drag on yourself or on your front desk. And if you obviously want to cut out months and thousands of dollars in testing and guessing, then you can pay your ignorance tax by joining us at medspapatients.com. Of course, the incentive here is that we will give you a consultation, no strings attached, just speak to you and point out where this bottleneck is in your case, which will take us probably anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. Obviously, selfishly, we want to work with some of you, and the way we are structured with our lead generation and our booked appointment system is that we partner with Medspas for months, years, oftentimes, for growth to add anywhere between 20 and 120K in new monthly revenue. And so if you find any of this helpful and you want to get a second opinion and just a second glance at your system, just book a call, speak to us. Either way, I'll see you in the next one. To your success. Bye.